We
Yeah,
can hear you.
and see
Okay.
you.
Yeah, good. Good to be with you guys.
Hikaru, I'm sure it was not the performance that you were hoping for, but how do you reflect on today?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously I'm very disappointed. I mean, I don't think it's so much the actual result itself. So much as the fact that basically the same thing as in the Rapid happened today where whenever I got low on time, I mean, I just could not find the right moves with seconds left. I mean, I just couldn't do it. I mean, the game against Erevan was horrendous. I mean, obviously I was losing the whole way, and then at the end should have been a draw. The Bishop on a game against Liu Shanglei. I mean, to not win that, also just really poor. I mean, I guess the one upside is that even if I had won the game against Min Lei, probably it would not have been enough. Um, so I mean, maybe that's the one sort of silver lining. But I would say overall, it's just really disappointing because I mean my brain just didn't function in the scrambles. I mean, even the last game was very messy against Bluebaum as well. So really just yeah, just sad. So it's what it is, really. I mean, like I said, I mean, I wish I had something more positive to say. I mean, I think the main thing is just that it's disappointing that in the scrambles I really just could not keep my brain together. My brain just did not work when I got into these low time scrambles against anybody over the last 4 days. I mean, whether it's the rapid portion against Merzen, I mean the most important game for the rapid, or even today, it wasn't meant to be. But at least I won the last two games, so at least the result looks kind of decent, but it's still fairly sad.
How do you think you can work on, I don't know if it's a mindset or just, this when you're down 2 seconds,
Yeah, I mean, I think that I
continuing?
think that what I would say is, of course, you don't want to manifest bad things. Certainly, I mean, I think that's a thing. But actually, someone brought up another thing which happened to me in a couple of games. It happened today against Gelfond, since I saw someone mention it, which is, you know, somehow in my mind, I saw a different position on the board than what happened. It's like it happened to me. Was it against Merzen or somebody earlier in the Rapid, and then against Gelfond? Like I thought that I had I mean it was equal of course anyway, but I thought that he had played Bishop F6, Rook B1, Rook E7, and then I go King F3. And then somehow I played King F3. Like I just had the wrong position in my mind here. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's good. It's still, of course, completely fine for black. But it's just, I mean, it's just like it happened to me against somebody in the Rapid too, where I just saw the position wrong. Or first round against Juma Bayev, and then it happened against Galfon. So I mean, this was also very disappointing. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's yeah, as far as time goes, it just yeah, it's just bad. And I mean, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, to be honest, but I'm not really sure there is a good solution to dealing with limited time on the clock, because it's something that I'm also extremely bad at online too. Like anybody who's watched closely, in Title Tuesday, they'll notice that whenever I get down to these big scrambles where it's like 5 seconds left against the top guys, I tend to lose most of those as well. So it's definitely disappointing, to put it mildly, from that standpoint. So it's a little bit concerning, I guess you could say.
I have a question, not really about you and your tournament, but the new format and how all the top four boards in the final round
hmm
ended in a quick draw. Um, could you give us some thoughts on, for instance, Danya makes a draw and is now out probably.
I mean, the format is terrible. That's all that needs to be said. Like I'm not saying that just because obviously I did badly, but the format is ridiculous, if I'm being honest. So the format should be 21 games of Blitz, and that's that. I mean, I think that it's very obvious that if you have players who are up at the top, they're chess players are very good at gaming the system. And when you have a system where the top eight qualify, of course the players are going to make the decision that's in their best interest to finish in the top eight. So the format is just, I mean, nonsense in my opinion. I also think, as I said before, it really makes it difficult for the Cinderella runs too. So for example, if I look back to the last time I played in 2022, you had Hike Martirosyan, I think it was, from Armenia, who had like a great second day. I think Alexei Serrano also had an amazing second day. And like both those guys came from out of nowhere and were very, very close to winning the whole thing. And after the first day in 2022, they were nowhere near the top. So I mean, I think the format is just horrible. Of course, from the player standpoint, I get it. They're obviously going to make the draws to finish in the top 8, but it's something that definitely should not be repeated.
But some
And
of the draws were also people who are not safe after making the draw. Merson made
I
a
mean,
draw with white, and he was not 100% to make it through. And Danya made a draw with Wesley, even though he's
yeah,
probably now going to be out.
I mean, again, if you're gonna have this format, you probably should have tiebreakers. But I mean, having a tiebreaker is only going to add to the stupidity of all of it. So, like, I mean, it's just bad. And I mean, like, even if it had somehow benefited me, I'd still say. I mean, I said this before the event began. I would say it again. I mean, the format is just garbage. It should not be it should not be the way it is. I don't really understand the reasoning behind it. And if you want my hot take of the day, I mean, I think the format of anything, honestly, is to try and favor Magnus more than anybody else, because it is like 4-game matches or something, right?
I'm not sure if it's 4 games or less, but
No, it's definitely
I-
4 because before the last round they said that you pick in games 1 and 3.
okay.
Or I mean, that's what the arbiter said before the game. So I mean, I hope he has it right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I
Do you
was told
think,
that's what I heard, but yeah.
by the way, the final standings are out. So 10 players finished on 9.5. Two
Mhm.
of them are missing out. That's Danya Naroditsky and Danya Dubov.
Yeah, I mean, like it's what it is. I mean, again, like I don't know what you want me to say. I think the format is just bad. And I mean, I can give you a theory about why they changed the format because I saw someone in chat asked it, but I'll keep that for another day because frankly, results aside, like I'm just sick and tired of all the nonsense around everything that's been going on here over the last 4 days. So like I'll save my actual reasoning that I'm pretty sure is correct in terms of why they did it for another day when I do like some kind of video on everything. But I think I know why they did it, and I think the reason they did it is completely not applicable because let's just say there's not more coverage. Let's leave it at that.
You said that you think it's a better format to have 21 rounds
Of
as they
course.
did in the past.
Or
But
it's
why?
2022. 20 is it 21 or 22? I don't remember.
I think it's 21.
Oh yeah. It's 12 and it's 12 12 and 11 versus 13. Right. Exactly. You're right. Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, why not more? Why not 23?
I mean, you could do 23 too. I mean, that doesn't really matter. I mean, I think though, the big thing is that it's just something where if you get off to a poor start, it's very, very hard. Anybody who gets off to a good start like Fabiano did, I mean, you can pretty much coast into the finish. Nothing against Fabiano, obviously, like, he did what he had to do, but still, I mean, it's just a format that really benefits the people who get off to great starts. It definitely does, and I just don't. Yeah, I don't really see the point because also, like, if we're being honest, I mean, you think about the number of players in this event, like what 150 players, like 130 players basically have to waste like $400 on an extra night for a hotel room when they're not even playing. And even from that standpoint, I don't get it because like if you come here as like a 2,500, you want to have the experience, you want to play, you want to enjoy everything, and then basically like you don't get to enjoy it. You don't get to enjoy it. You have to waste $500 for an extra hotel night, and it just sucks. I mean, it really does suck. It just sucks.
Well, yeah, I agree that for the guys who's not fighting in the top half or maybe even in the top 40, it's really, really bad.
Well, I mean, also because like I feel like one of the great things about the Blitz specifically is that you get your 21 games. Even if you're not in the running for the prize or whatever, I mean, you get to play a lot of 2,600 to have fun, enjoy it, and here you got like one day of it, and that's just how it goes. But like it's just kind of sick to me that that's how it is. But like whatever. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Were you surprised to see Magnus play in the Blitz after all?
I mean, I mean, like as I said before, I'm just so sick of all the nonsense. I mean, like there isn't a good answer if you guys ask me. Like, I mean, I kind of knew in advance. I had some advance notice that he was going to play. But like it's just I don't know. The whole thing is stupid. That's all I'm going to say. The whole thing is stupid. The whole thing is stupid. And I'm not yeah, I don't know what you want me to say. Like I already spoke about it before. I mean, I don't think there's any happy answer. And it's yeah, it's just very blah.
Did you hear about Dubov oversleeping for one of his games?
I mean, he overslept. I mean, come on, let's be real. He overslept. Come on. Don't be what's the saying? Don't be a stranger. I mean, come on. Don't be a stranger. I mean, don't be a stranger. You're playing the tournament. You're riding the adrenaline. You're playing Blitz. Every game is half an hour, and you oversleep. I mean, come on. Let's be real. I mean, don't be
Maybe
a
he
stranger.
was super tired.
Don't be a stranger, okay? Don't be a stranger.
So what do you think happened then?
I mean, you know what happened. I mean, everyone knows what happened. Come on. Like everyone knows what happened. He didn't oversleep. Okay, let's not let you know these conspiracy theories or fantasies about like Dubov sleeping randomly going to sleep. You know when he's in the hunt to qualify for the top 8. Like I mean, just come on, come on. I mean, let's be serious. Okay, let's be serious. So
Well, I just saw Norwegian press reported that apparently he overslept.
yeah, okay. Okay, yes. He overslept. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I've seen people in chat say Dubov said something in an interview with Levy. Like, I mean, like you have to be you have to be very imaginative, Jan Ludwig, as someone who's played top level tournaments. I think you've even played the World and Blitz. You really have to be very imaginative to think that a player in the middle of the event is just going to go take a nap when you literally at most have 10 to 15 minutes between games. So yeah, like let's I mean I don't believe it. Maybe he was, but that's like the greatest that's like that'd be the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Well, if it was some sort of a protest against Hans, that seems quite a like expensive moment to I'm not even sure what kind
maybe,
of
but I
principles
mean
would apply.
maybe, but I mean I think what I would say in regards to that is that he has certain principles and I mean he paid a price for standing up for them, but it is what it is. I mean it is what it is.
Would you have played Hans if you were paired against him?
Well, I mean, I always paired against him in the rapid. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of a non question. But yeah, I mean, I think I think in general that when I look at when I look at it, it's surprising that he did that. But I mean, I guess his view is once a cheater, always a cheater. That's my take on it. I don't know what else to say. So like. I don't know. I don't know. That's my guess. I mean, I don't believe for a second that he overslept. I think you'd have to be incredibly naive to believe that. But like whatever, it is what it is. But I think in general, for me, like overall, the thing that as I said, is like the result itself wasn't great, but I'm not all that upset with my actual result. It's more the fact that the mistakes I made, it seemed like almost universally in every game, whether it was rapid or blitz, they occurred when I got too low on time and I just like my brain just did not function. And so it's kind of a little bit sad because it's just one of those things where I'm not really sure if there is an easy fix to it, if there is a fix at all, because it's just one of those things that as you get older, it happens. Your brain doesn't work as well as it once did. So I'm a little bit bummed because of that.
This year, 2024, is drawing to a close. What are your plans for the new year? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have specific plans. I mean, I have family luckily here in New York, so I'll definitely try to just, enjoy my time with them. I think, that is the one thing. I've said it many times. Like I said it, for the candidates too. I think one thing that you sort of realize, and actually I felt it a lot during this tournament as well, is that like because this tournament was held in New York and I've played here, I mean, I grew up in New York, like so many of the faces I saw were people that I've known for the better part of the last like 25, 30 years. And It's kind of just a reminder that, like, you have to enjoy the ride, like whether it goes well, whether it goes badly. And I think definitely towards the end of today, like that was kind of my goal, at least, to try and enjoy it a little bit. And so I think, I mean, I did have a good time, I think, at least in the Blitz portion. I enjoyed it. So that at least is good. But I feel like, this is, we'll see how many more Rapid and Blitz events I play, but like this starts to feel a little bit like the beginning of the end.
That probably is not the answer that most of us wanted. To
Yeah, I
The
mean,
hear.
end of over the board of
I mean,
normal
you
chess.
can. I won $3,000. Yeah, that's a good one, chat. $3,000. Yes. Um, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So no, I think in terms of what you're asking, I mean, I think that it's, we'll see. Obviously, there will probably be like Rapid and Blitz events in St. Louis that I'll play down the road, but barring something changing immensely. I mean, if I'm not competitive, like if I play the way that I did today, where it's like when I get low on time, my brain just completely falls apart and I just blunder every other move. I'm just not going to want to play these sorts of events. So that's kind of what I would say, is that, even if that's not what people want to hear, if I'm going to be making mistakes like this, like it's not something that's really going to change. It's only going to get worse with time. So there's a decent chance that this kind of the beginning of the end as far as Rapid and Blitz go. And it's ironic because like everyone thinks of me being, a very good Blitz player, but I think that what's happening is that I'm actually in a way better at Classical, because when I have enough time to think, I can reach the correct decisions. Whereas when I get really low on time, I make the wrong decisions now more often than the right ones. So it's kind of funny that, like, it goes almost full circle. It's like you start with Blitz, and then you kind of, you're the best at your best format is Classical, which is just interesting to note.
But do you then see yourself playing more classical?
I mean, I don't know. Like, again, I have, like, I don't really want to get deep in the weeds of all the nonsense of what's actually, I do want to say one thing, because I mean, I'm sure people will definitely I've seen comments about this. I want to be very clear on one thing for everybody who is watching, and I'm sure someone's going to clip this as well, is that I just want to be really clear that as far as take goes, like, I do not have a stake in that company. I mean, of course I have an agreement with them, but I do not have a stake. I'm not a shareholder in them. The same goes for the freestyle. I'm not a shareholder in that. When I support what's going on, I'm doing that because I think that's good for chess. It's not something where like I have some financial incentive or motive behind that. I do kind of want to put that out there, because I think a lot of people are under the impression that like I'm promoting this stuff because like there's like a financial gain for me. There simply is not. I just want to like kind of put that out there, because I have seen people pushing that narrative. So like when I look to the future, I'm kind of interested to see how freestyle goes. As I've said many times, when you look at the chess boom in general, the market ultimately will decide what they want to see. And I don't really know if freestyle is going to hit that market. I'm optimistic that it's something new, something different. But we will see. And so I don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm playing the freestyle event in February. We'll see what happens beyond that. But it's really hard to judge what the future holds for me.
I guess time will tell.
Yeah,
2025 just upon
I
us, I
mean,
guess.
I
Mhm.
think also like it's just general topics, of course, because like there's no reason not to get into it, but what I would say is, well, a few things, because people are talking about the openings as well. For anybody who's asked about the openings, the irony of a lot of games I lost was that I got great positions in the Italian and then I threw them away. I mean, better if not winning in a couple of games. But also there was a game against Lasvik where I intentionally played a bad variation on purpose to try and imbalance the position. For anybody who's saw a position, thought that I was just like losing out of the opening, like it was on purpose to try and create a mess. But I think at the end of the day, where was I going with that? Is that I try to do what I could. When you're chasing from behind, it's very very difficult to catch up. And then I think as also I will say this too, like just because it's not necessarily excuses, but to be fair, like people are getting very good at chess today. Like, or they're much better at chess than they used to be. Like when you look at all these kids, like whether it's Lazovic, even someone like Brandon Jacobson, who I lost in the rapid, like anybody can have their moment in a game, and it's getting harder and harder. So, I mean, there is that factor too. Like it's just becoming much more difficult to win the games against these people. But I think, as far as 2025 goes, it's probably going to be very much a turning point. As of right now, I mean, I still have a contract with Kick that's probably going to be ending at some point fairly early in 2025. So we'll see what is happening. In regards to A, what's going on with streaming, and then B, in regards to what's going on with actual chess tournaments, because there's a lot of fluidity. There's a lot of fluidity. I think that's the right word to the next probably 6 to 12 months. So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds, but a lot of stuff is actually very much up in the air.
Time will tell. I don't have any other questions. Hammer, do you have anything?
I guess I just want to ask for some predictions for tomorrow. We have Nepomniachtchi against Mersin, So against Ferrugia, Karana against Duda, and Carlsen against Niemann.
Okay, first things first. There's no losers bracket, right? It's just straight up matches.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure on that first off. Yeah, I mean, I think if you ask me, I mean, I expect Magnus to crush Hans. I don't really expect anything less from him. Merzen and Nepo, I mean, Merzen's having the ride of his life. He's playing great chess here. I didn't really see how he climbed to the top of the Blitz, but obviously in the rapid, he was, the chess spoke for itself. So I don't know what's going to happen in that one. Wesley and Ferrugia, I think Ferrugia's probably the favorite there. Although again, could be very close. I'm kind of hoping maybe in a way that Wesley does well, just because I feel like Wesley is a player who, I mean, has not had a good result, and I don't even know how long. I can't remember the last time that I feel like Wesley played well, online or over the board. I literally can't think of the last time he had a good result. So maybe I'm rooting for Wesley from that standpoint, just because I feel like he's due to have a good event. And then what's the last one?
That was Karana against Duda.
Ooh, that's also a big match. I mean, I would say that probably I think that Duda is a slight favorite there. Just based off the fact that it's match format, and Duda was working, I think, for Gukesh for the World Championship match. So I think that I'd probably give a small edge to Duda probably. But of course, Fabian is very strong, so anything can happen. But yeah, I mean, I think Magnus is probably clear favorite, and I think the rest of the matches are all very likely to be close.
So are you saying for this knockout format, now it's just the chance to become world champion? Everyone's going to bring out their best preparation, what they have?
Yeah, I mean, I think once you get to the match format, I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, like I said, with it being best of 4, I mean, I really struggle to see a world where Magnus doesn't win. I mean, maybe he won't, but honestly, any format that's more than best of 2, I mean, Magnus's odds of winning just go up astronomically. Whether it's this with 4, whether it's a Chess Champions Tour with best of 6, I mean, anything above best of 2, I think Magnus is a huge favorite. You look at the CCT, he lost to Maxime, I think, or that went to Armageddon. He should have lost, but that was a best of 2. In best of 4 or best of 6, like anything more than 2 games, I don't see any world where, like, I mean, Magnus might not win, but he should be a massive favorite just because of the quality of his play.
We will find out tomorrow. Speaking of which, it's the last day of the year. What is your plan? Will you be joining us here at some point? Will you be resting? Will you be playing TT? What's the plan?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think what I will probably do, is I think I will probably play Title Tuesday because there's no reason not to. So I think I probably will do that. And then probably, yeah, we'll have coverage here, of course, with both of you guys, I think. And I'll join. I don't know if I'll join for the whole time, but I'll join for some period at least. So that's going to be the plan.
That is something to look forward to. Tomorrow we'll crown the World Blitz champion, Hikaru. Unless there is anything you want to add, I'll let you end
Yeah,
the stream.
I mean, I don't think there's anything specific to add. You know, I think the only thing that I would say is it's disappointing that I didn't qualify, but actually to see the number of people who were cheering me on was like really, really nice. I think you know, regardless of the result, the number of people who wanted autographs or pictures, whether it was in the playing hall, whether it was outside, you know, I think that's like that is the one thing that when I was playing chess professionally in the past, like was always missing or never there. Like there was never really the fan support, the fan appreciation. So really, like it was quite nice to see that throughout the days from all the fans. And I think that if anything, in a way means a lot more than the results. So yeah.
That is
Yeah, I'm
nice.
trying not to say too much because like I don't want to get emotional again, but I think certainly like that is the thing is that like when I look back on everything down the road, like the thing that like was never there as a pro was like there was never the fan support, there was never the appreciation of what I was doing, and like regardless of winning or losing, like I learned that of course very early in the pandemic, but you know the fact that fans will support the players regardless of whether you win or lose is really nice. So yeah, big shout out to all the people who are here. So yeah, it was fun.
That is nice to hear. Long may it continue. Hikaru, thank you so much for your time, and we will see you tomorrow. And yeah, I think you can say goodbye.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, everyone. I'll play Title Tuesday. I think I'm gonna do that on Twitch. And then we'll come here to kick and cover the event. I'll join you guys for some period of time. I don't know how long, but we'll be doing that. And yeah, I will see everybody tomorrow. So hope you guys enjoy the show and have a great rest of your evening. And of course, I will do a recap. Obviously, I don't know if I'll do it now or after dinner, but I will do a recap. So I'll see you guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.